sun in my eye, a girl in my ride, head in the sky. We gon' make it if we try. The truth never lie. Wings we can fly with you by my side. This morning, oh yeah. Gotta know when to let go. Sometimes getting up can make it grow.
Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Jay and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thanks so much for sliding through, and if you're returning, thanks for coming to kick it with your girl. I know why you're here. I know why you are here. At this point, it's braid season and I'm here for it, okay? I'm here for it. I'm just loving the natural styles, being able to put my natural hair up, and I just can't wait till the winter. I know it's gonna be. Anyway, so this style has been eating up my timelines. When I tell you on everything, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the girlies have been loving this style. So I was taking my braids out and I was like, no. I have to do this style. So I took out the top 4 rows of my hair. I did a little wash, did a little blow dry, and here we are. And you guys can't see the back, but let me tell you, it's still eating. So I was like, yeah, no, we got to do something. I just bought myself like a whole nother 2 weeks of this hairstyle and I'm just here for it. And a special thanks to Ywigs for sponsoring today's video, you guys. They provided us with 22 inches of luscious water wave hair for us to use today. When I tell you the hair is top tier, it's top 2 and it's not 2, I tell you that right now. So as far as products, I recommend that you, of course, have your human hair, your braiding hair. I stick to the same braiding hair each and every time, the Ruler braiding hair, 42 inches. And then the Shine and Jam Magic Fingers, I swear by it, absolutely love it. It's perfect for my hair. It helps with like your grip and stuff like that. And then I recommend the Shine and Jam Mousse. It just smells amazing, leaves my hair really glossy. Oil sheen as well, give me that nice oily finish. And then regular comb, a good mirror. I have a good mirror linked in the description below as well if you need one. But yeah, that's all you're really gonna need. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video because I know what you're here for. So let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and get into it.
Whew. Alright girls, so we are going to start with a freshly washed and blown out head of hair. Just makes it a whole lot easier. As mentioned before, I'm keeping the braids from my previous style. I'm just redoing the top, so I'm going to go ahead and separate those with a scrunchie. Now parting with this style is going to be absolutely the most important part because you want it to look really sleek. So I like to part first and then I go in with gel, and then I go in to redefine the part after I apply the gel. So I went ahead and skipped to the second braid because you can get a better view, and just because honestly that first braid I ended up redoing it. Once I got my groove, it was a whole lot easier, but I'm just going to go ahead and start from this braid. So I am actually going to be braiding down. I find that it's a whole lot easier to do that on myself, braiding down as opposed to braiding like over my head. So you see my hands are lying on the side as opposed to braiding over the top. Makes it a whole lot easier, and then I'm just going to keep on grabbing as I go. Braiding from the side also helps you have a really uniform braid. I like all my braids to look the same. You can kind of catch a glimpse of that first braid. I was not feeling it. That was the first braid that I done trying to braid overhand, and I just really was not feeling it. So I switched to this way, and let me tell you, my arms felt better and the braid was so sleek. Loved it. And so this is important to know as well. As you see, I am not adding in any braiding hair on the scalp of my head. I'm only adding it once we get to the bottom. Not only is this just a whole lot easier, but I think the thinner braids on the top actually look better. Unless you have really thin hair, then I recommend adding maybe like 1 or 2 pieces, but you want the braids on the top of your hair to look really sleek, not so chunky. And so this is how I go about adding in my human hair. I wasn't sure if I wanted it to have really full human hair on the top. I actually added some more towards the end. But yeah, this is how I'm adding it in, and then I just wrap it around. I hold that piece in my mouth just so it doesn't slide down. So the cool thing about this style is it's very versatile. You have a little bit of knotless braids, a little bit of the stitch braids. So this is how you're going to do the parting for the knotless braids. Now the style that I'm doing is freestyle, so I'm kind of just parting as I go. I don't really have a map or a plan, but this is how I'm going to do the parting, and then you'll see how I part for the triangles a little bit later. So I did forget to mention, you want to make sure that you take out any of the baby hairs that you want left out. Sometimes people put it in a rubber band. I don't recommend putting rubber bands on your edges ever, but yeah, so just make sure you have those out the way. You can clip them away. And if you are going to use rubber bands, just make sure that they're oiled, not dry, so you don't want to rip out your edges when you take out the rubber band. So this is the parting for the triangles. You'll see a better view once I get to the other side, but you guys, this style takes a degree in geometry, not math, not any geometry. You need a degree in geometry. These triangles almost took me out. When I say I was so frustrated, but you just really have to take your time. Again, this is the part that everybody's going to be able to see. You want these lines to be crisp. So really, really take your time. So in order to separate the braids, I kind of did like a little window effect. So I'm going to start braiding every other braid, and I'm going to start with the braids on the bottom just because it's a whole lot easier. So the method to braid those braids is just simple. They're just simple knotless braids, triangle parts. Now this right here, boy, let me tell you, arms were burning. But I'm going to do like a little crisscross here. Again, this is a freestyle. You don't have to do a crisscross. You can do all straight backs. You can do whatever you want to do. But this is what I chose for my head. As you see, I'm not trying to have a whole lot of braids in my head. Like, honestly, I just don't think I can do it. My arms are burning. Alright, so the style I'm going to be doing right now is a crisscross braid. So basically it's two braids that are going to intersect and cross over each other. So as you see, I just parted a really big section and then I split it into two right down the middle. Now we're just going to split that braid in half, and then we're going to do the same thing with the other braid. As you see, it's going to give you 4 sections, and then it's just going to, you know, have like that separated look. So you have that one to the back and then that one to the front. So you can kind of get my drift. Alright, so as you see, I'm just going to braid like regular, just keep on braiding, and I know that braiding down is going to give me a little bit of a shifted look. My braids are going to kind of lean to one side, and I didn't like it at first, but as I was looking at it, I was like, okay, these kind of give. So now, after I've braided that front part, now I'm going to cross over, you know, that intersection and go to the other side. So think of like a train track, just switching to another track. And I'm just going to begin to go towards the back. And this is what I mean, like over the hand braiding. Like I'm braiding over my head, and you see both arms are towards the back. And this was just easier to do like this. And a good thing to do is to just check your braid every now and then. You don't want to go too far and then realize that you messed up. So just check your braid ever so often. So as you see, same thing with the other braid, and we're just going to keep on braiding all the way towards the back, and then we're just going to switch the track over to the other side. As you'll see, this was actually quite simple. It looks a little bit more difficult than it actually is. As long as you part and really just keep those sections separated, you actually find that it's really quite easy. Remember, you don't want to do too much to one side, because whatever you do to one side, you're going to have to go and repeat it to the other side. Speaking of other side, I went ahead and kicked over to the other side just because I wanted to be able to give you guys a better view, as well as I wanted everything to kind of like lead up to each other. I didn't want to do too much on one side and then run out of room or whatever, so I just went ahead and started. So this is a much better view of parting for the triangles. As you see, I'm really taking my time and just making sure each part is precise. Once you're all said and done, it should look like a zigzag. I ended up with 4 braids, so it's kind of symmetrical. I had 4 on the other side and 4 on this side, and I'm just taking my time. Now I'm going to show you how I braid for the actual knotless braid. It's just a regular knotless braid, but I just make sure it's really, really nice and neat. And please don't mind my daughter in the back. She's an unpaid actress. But I just make sure it's nice and neat, and I pull and braid with my knuckles. This is not how I would braid my normal knotless braids, just because this does take a little bit longer. It's only 4 braids, so I didn't mind, but I just wanted to look really, really sleek. And so I'm adding 3 pieces of braiding hair towards the top, and then I'm going to add a piece of human hair, and then an additional 3 pieces of braiding hair towards the bottom, just so it all has like a uniform thickness. Alright, so this is just a better view of doing the crisscross. Like I was saying, you guys, whatever you do to one side, you're going to have to repeat on the other. So don't sign yourself up. Don't get eager and sign yourself up to do something on one side because you're like, oh yeah, this might take a long time, but it's quick and easy. Because now you have to do it to the other side. Let me tell you now, fire is running through my arms. Alright, and so I wanted to be transparent and keep this part in here. As you see, I'm starting to braid, but I'm not really paying attention. I find myself getting restless. You guys, that mirror is actually quite far from me and my arms are tired. After it was all said and done, I looked and I realized I did not like that braid. Like, it was lumpy, it wasn't doing what it needed to do, so I took it out. I have been braiding for many years, but I still make mistakes. But one thing I ain't gonna do is keep it in my head. So I restarted over. I summoned up some energy from I don't even know where, and then I got to it, and I decided to go ahead and braid over the head because my arms, like I said, were just so tired, and it came out really good. Alright, so now we're getting busy with another section of triangles. At this point, you guys, I was sick of doing knotless braids. I was sick, and I started thinking to myself, okay, I'm about to start some real freestyling up in here because there's no way I'm about to sit here and do all of these knotless braids again in this row. But that's what freestyling is all about. It's just thinking about a style as you go. So you guys are going to see, I parted for these triangles, but baby, things changed up quick. Alright, so this is me actually just trying to, find the vision of what I want these braids to look like because I'm just so overdoing them. I was so over braiding the knotless braids. I was like, I have to find a way. So I kind of just was like, I'm going to start throwing some braids in here and there. Long as the parts are straight, that's all that matters. That's why I said you have to have a degree in geometry. You have to be able to draw those lines. Long as the lines are straight, you can't tell me anything. Alright, so at this point I saw it in my head. I was like, okay, my creative juices are flowing. So as you see, I threw in a braid there, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to put one right next to it, and then somehow, some way, I'm going to get this all to connect. And that's what it's all about, you guys. Don't try to make this look perfect. Don't try to follow anybody else's style, because as a braider and I'm doing this style, I'm going to do what fits to their head and what looks cute as it's coming to my mind. I couldn't tell. I could not hide this tiredness even if I tried. I'm over here rocking like Ray Charles. It's because I'm tired. 1 minute I'm up, 1 minute I'm back, 1 minute I'm to the side. I was so tired, but I was getting through it, and that's all that matters. As you see, it all was coming together. It looks so good. All of the braids tied in, and I was just like, I love it. So in the end, I went around and braided down all of the pieces of hair. As you see, I got out of doing all those extra knotless braids. I was like, okay, love this so far. Now it's time to dip, and as you see, I'm dipping towards like the lower middle as opposed to like the higher middle, just because I don't think it's safe to dip your natural hair into hot water. I think it leaves your hair really dry and brittle, and this is supposed to be a protective style. Why are you gonna go burn your hair? So now I'm just getting a towel and I'm just gonna go ahead and dry it off. And here you see me just looking at it. I am in awe because I cannot believe I just pulled this off. And you guys, I want you to guess how long this took. Now I'm just going in with my mousse. You guys smell so good. Love the way this smells. Leaves my hair feeling really nice and moisturized as well. And so this is also very optional. I'm going to go ahead and take some oil sheen and just really get in on those roots, kind of get towards the back. Just refresh those braids in the back as well, just because they are a little bit older than the ones in the front. Alright, so if you are doing this from start to finish, you want to make sure that you did dip your whole head and just get all the way around there with the mousse and all that stuff like that. Now I went ahead and took out the ones in the back and just got them all together, and you guys, I'm in love. I'm over here thinking like, I cannot believe I did this. This is my first time doing this style. I was so shocked. Of course I'm about to hit these edges. One side of my head has thicker hair than the other. I just don't know. I was just made like that. Doesn't matter how much baby hair I live out. It's just a whole lot thicker on one side than it is on the other. But I ain't mad at it. I think it's still cute. And so I do want this to be a protective style. That's why I'm not putting heat on my edges. But if you do want your edges to be more curly rather than a swoop, then I'd recommend just taking you a low heat flat iron and just, curling your edges and, doing what you do on your edges. But me, I haven't put heat on my edges in over 6 weeks. Can you guys believe it? So I'm just going to really try to stay away from it.
Give me all you got right now. I know I'm yours, baby. So come give me love. You know you're mine, baby. So come give me love.
And girl, don't ask me why I brushed my eyebrows. It didn't do nothing, but my mom did to me growing up, so I just do it still. I don't know. But you guys, I am floored. First time doing this style. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I am literally obsessed. Like, are you kidding me? What? The versatile, like, look at the versatility. Like, flip on one side. You can do, like, down the middle. This style has so much, like, movement. Like, you can do so much. I just love it so much. And for all my girlies that are doing from start to finish, I have a video that I'll have posted above where you can go see me doing the knotless braids from start to finish. Just so you have an idea on how to actually do that.
So I guess it's safe to say I see what all the hype is about. First of all, these braids are a total vibe. Like, you can do so much. They are so versatile. Like, you can put them to the side and it gives you like a little look. You can do middle part and it gives you like a little look. And then I can only imagine what it's gonna look like a half up, half down. Oh boy, these braids are eating. Okay. All right. I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm sold. I have got to stop doing these viral trends. My upper body strength cannot handle it, clearly. But oh my gosh, y'all, I am sold. I need a vacation.